Hello and welcome to a new episode of 7 Facts. If you love geography or history, subscribe right now. I promise it'll be worth it. The Altai Republic is a constituent part of the Russian Federation, known as a federal subject. This is a faraway place located in the West Siberia region and home to a bit more than 200,000 people. Altai Republic is actually the least populous republic of Russia, representing the indigenous Altai people, a Turkic nation. Even though it's an ethnic republic of the Altai people, they represent only 35% of the population. Russian ethnics form the majority, but other ethnic groups are also present, including a small group of Germans. Throughout history, the Altai region has been governed by many powerful empires, such as the Mongol Empire, the Golden Horde, or the Ching Empire. During the Qing era, which was the last imperial power of China, Altai became less and less supervised and gradually Russian military and civilian settlements took over. Once under Russian rule, the Altaians no longer enjoyed autonomy until the Tsarist Empire collapsed and the Soviet Union appeared on the scene. It was during the Russian Civil War that the Altaians tried their luck and created the Confederate Republic of Altai. The creation of this country was supposed to be the first step to rebuilding Genghis Khan's Mongol Empire, but at the same time they never became a competing force in the Civil War and remained neutral. In 1920, the Confederation was annexed back into Russia, and at least from that moment on, they enjoyed a relative autonomy from the rest of the Union. Gorno-Altaysk is the capital and largest city of the Altai Republic. The history of the city dates back to the beginning of the 19th century, when on the place of modern Gorno-Altaysk there was a small Teleut settlement called Ulal. The first Russian settlers moved to this village in 1824, and it gradually became large enough to become the administrative center of the region. It also became the center of the Altai spiritual mission, where clergymen and missionaries of the Orthodox Church gathered and worked to convert the locals to Christianity. The modern city, situated in a beautiful valley surrounded by hills, has been constructed according to the principles of the communist regime and is a prime example of Soviet urban planning and architecture. The entire Altai region is in Central Asia and is mainly a mountainous area. It's the place where Mongolia, Russia, Kazakhstan and China all come together, right between the Gobi Desert and the Siberian plain. So aside from the breathtaking landscapes, the Altai region is also of major significance for human culture. The Altai are a Turkic people and are considered to be the descendants of the ancestors of the Turks. This place is thus regarded as the homeland for the Turks, but the ancient ancestors of the Mongols, Koreans and perhaps even Hungarians are also believed to have originated from somewhere around this region. Today there are perhaps 135 million Turkic people in the world, with only about 40% of them living in Turkey. The rest are scattered across Central Asia, Eastern Europe, the Middle East and Northern and Western China, making them one of the most widely scattered races in the world. All these people descended from a small tribe of horsemen that originated in Central Asia, in the Altai region. The word Turk is thought to have derived from the Chinese character Tukyu, which means forceful and strong. The Chinese believed these Turks descended from wolves, and the Great Wall of China may have been built to keep them out. According to the same legend, a grey wolf led the first Turkic tribes from their homeland in Central Asia all the way into Anatolia. The Altai region is one of the wildest and most interesting parts of southern Russia. It is a varied region with forests, steppes, wild rivers, lakes, deserts, snow-capped mountains and abundant wildlife. Many foreigners and Russians come to this area to trek, whitewater raft and hunt. More than 20,000 big and small rivers sprawl throughout the mountainous republic, making for a total of more than 60,000 kilometers worth of waterways. Add to this 7,000 lakes of pure, clean water due to their distance from major signs of civilization. Of course, the most striking feature of the Republic is the Altai mountain system. These magnificent mountains are among the wildest and the last untouched regions of wilderness left on the planet. Its highest peak, Belukha, is the highest point in Siberia. Its name, which gives the Altai people their name, comes from Alt, meaning gold, and Tai, meaning with. So the Altai are literally the mountains with gold. The landscapes and beauty of the Altai region is surely among the most distinguished in all of Russia. There are some outstanding vistas throughout the Altai region, but one of the best views comes from traversing the Katuyaryk Pass. At 1,188 meters above sea level, this is one of the scariest high mountain passes in the world due to its loose gravel terrain, narrow roads, and lack of barriers. If you're brave enough to navigate the side of this cliff, which has a very steep slope of 70%, you'll be welcomed by exquisite views from the Chuleshman Valley. If you're not the bravest but still need to pass this valley, you're out of luck. The Katuyaryk Pass is the only road you'll find in this area. Before you'd think to leave Altai, don't forget to check out the Caracal Valley. This is traditionally thought to be a sacred place to the indigenous people, and it is indeed a site for various 4,000 to 5,000-year-old burials. While that alone is an interesting piece of history to see, it's the petroglyphs that might spur up your interest. There are about 5,000 petroglyphs in this area, all depicting images of people and animals, and bear resemblance to the shamanist practices that are still present today. They are believed to be much younger than the burial grounds and are thought to have been made by the ancestors of the Altai nation. These were 7 facts about the Altai Republic. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Leave your comments downstairs, and don't forget there's a Patreon page where you can support this channel. I hope to see you next time. Bye.